let's have some fun. So let's spread out, and I'll be with everybody in just a minute. I'm going to start with Joanne.
All right.
Jack, listen up, man. You got this. I'm so excited for the kid to catch on. All right, so this is a little sensitive. So this red light over here shouldn't be on.
You see it?
And when
No.
it gets cold, it tends to jump on like that. So I'm going to be flying the viewer device all night long to make sure that this thing on before the session happens. That's basically because you took this out and so again, that's why I don't need that. And it's not going to function. It's supposed to be on. Now,
What? What? What do you mean?
I don't know what to ask. I already forgot what he said.
Oh, he asked when she died, like that.
Huh?
When she died, what she died from. What date she died.
Maybe Jack's getting something. I don't know.
Maybe. Or the other guy who has a spirit box. It's okay, I'm not getting nothing either.
Bad.
That looks funny. Because the tree?
No,
What?
there's someone above him.
No, there's not.
You don't see it up there?
No!
It's right there.
Where?
Right above them.
There's nothing there. What do you want about? Wait, what?
It's in the window.
No. Maybe it's a person like that lives there.
There's nobody in.
What are you talking about? That does look really weird though. I think it's just the tree though. What?
Which president carried your coffin?
How did it spelled out C?
What?
What did it spell out for you?
That's oh, it wasn't.
Sorry.
Is it a rubber that killed him?
Allie, you got anything weird?
Not really.
So I'm going to point out a couple of things with this just for debunking purposes.
Okay.
Anything with leaves is not your friend. So trees, bushes,
Okay.
ivy walls, because all leaves are in front of another leaf, and it's going to make it look like men all the time.
Okay.
It also picks up shadows. It's not a person lying on the
Okay.
ground, it's you.
Okay.
So, I think that's pretty much about it. The slower you move with it, the easier it's going to be able to find
Okay.
something. And if you do see an anomaly and you're not sure what it is, ask that person, like, hey, if you're Eliza, can you raise your right hand?
Okay.
And if you get something to come out of it, like Madeline's mocking us right now,
Oh.
then hopefully we actually, because that's what I've gotten out of this, where we've actually been able to verify that it was truly something and it wasn't a tree or a shadow or anything like that. So we get direct response of like, hey, raise your left foot, you know, wave your right hand. Let's see if we can get reactions out of them.
Okay.
All right, anybody else got anything significant they need to tell me? All right, let's regroup and let's see what we can find. Let me show you how this all pieces together. We got a couple of things going.
You want me to stop recording this?
Yeah, let's stop your video camera. Jelly roll.
I'm only one drink away from the devil. That was a specific verse I heard.
Only one. Oh, so you didn't hear Jelly Roll, you heard the song.
Yeah,
Got it.
by Jelly Roll.
Bye, Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Then you, so you guys heard only one drink away from the devil, and then you two over there heard deals made?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
And I got the word mortar.
Like M-O-R-T-A-R?
Yes.
Mortar?
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot of letters.
Yeah. Is that like an animal?
No, mortar is like what they put in between bricks when you're... This is mortar right here.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other
You
thing.
broke my phone?
Yeah.
That's my personal phone.
I'm really sorry. It's Madeline.
So it turns on just like a normal phone. Just swipe up.
Oh, well, I didn't know if you had a password.
I don't. It's not my personal phone. It's mine. It's not my personal phone.
Well,
All right.
I don't think you had
I'm actually excited. Like, we got some decent stuff going on in here. So yeah, you're good to go, Mike. I was just making sure we're recording. You can see the blinky light on your end.
Well, no.
So your cameras don't necessarily have to be on me in here, especially with Blake's, just because there's enough foliage in here for temperature gaugeness. But all of the other cameras. So Allie, with yours, I almost tell folks to like just put it at your side. There's a reason why I left the top handle on there and didn't cut it off. So that way you could just get a full view of the alley. So if we get a stick man walking towards us while I'm telling the story, super great. We might not catch it at real time, but it might be in your video. So you might want to just grab that top handle and hold it to your side. And Dad's gonna get right in the way. So.
Well, I'll let him go back there.
Oh.
I just got rub cow.
Cow?
Rub, R-U-B, cow, C-O-W.
I got a. We got
I'm
cows
excited.
here.
I know, like, I'm not excited about rubbing cows. So I'm excited more about the word cow. Let me explain. Wow, this is super cool. I don't think we've had this on this device yet. Where you're standing used to be called Cow Alley, long time ago. And I normally explain this like at the end of the dueling story, because that's what I normally cover first. But this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. That's why it was called Cow Alley. I am stoked. Only because we haven't had it on there. I know it seems like a funny little 3-letter word wouldn't get a ghost hunter that excited, but that's something new that hasn't happened here yet. And normally we'll show it on our word list. So, and we've gotten it on there and on other spirit boxes, but never this place. So, yes, that's me excited. Ah. Take that too. Is it the same time that she got the rubbing and cow? It's so funny that you got rub and cow at the same time. It's just a weird phrase. All right, let's talk about why we're actually here now. So, this is Philadelphia Alley. This used to be called Dueler's Alley after Cow Alley. So, I'll put the timeline in place for you once we're all wrapped up here. So, this is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. So, I say some of them because dueling was illegal and they had to find a hiding spot. This used to be one of them. Here's how this story goes. Every ghost tour comes down here and they all tell the same story. I'm going to give it to you a little bit differently because you're ghost hunting. You obviously need those extra wordy clues. And we're not on a campfire marshmallow kind of ghost tour. So let's kind of get into it. I do want you looking for the initials RI. You're going to see why here in just a minute. And I want them consecutively, just like the ELP from Eliza. So RI. A doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. RI. He moves down here. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. If you hear the song Brown Eyed Girl while we're here, it is not coincidence. We get it all the time because it's part of the doctor's name. So, Dr. Ladd moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. She's an attorney, helping her out with all of this cash. And
That light just flickered. It did. I saw it.
Yeah, it wasn't
The
just
lamp.
me. Let's go.
that one's been going on and off for like the past few weeks. So,
No, like the tall.
there it is again.
It's on.
It did flicker though. That's
But
fine.
I think it was like 2 weeks ago, it
There
was just
it
on.
It went back out.
It just stayed on like all of the other ones, super bright. Make me lose track of the stories.
He did it. He did it. He said he flickered, and all I did was
It's
agree.
so
Amanda's attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after her money, so he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. Dr. Ladd moves down here to Charleston to prove that he's not just after her money, and he's going to start his medical business down here. Well, the coachman that brought him into town set him up to be robbed and killed. It was like having a really bad Uber driver dropped him off and said, "You're going to go die over there." So anyway, yeah, it's funny. I have jokes, Madeline. Ghost hunting is a good time, I promise you.
No.
Anyway,
Dude,
there was somebody walking by. His name was Ralph Isaacs. You guys remember those initials I told you? Yeah. We stopped there because we were getting the letters RI whenever I talked about Ralph from a regular spirit box. So Joanne's device, this is the exact reason why I bought this device, was to get the specific letters. Now, in the past year that I've had this, we've gotten the letters RI. We'll say 4 or 5, 6 times maybe, whenever I bring up Ralph. But anyway, back to Ralph. He tells the doctor, "Dude, I know this coachman that brought you into town. He's going to try to kill you, man. Come with me. We're going to go to 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from friends of mine, and you'll be safe and good to go." Doc took him up on the offer. The two gentlemen became friends. Now, the longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. So he's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. She gets wind of this, and she's moving down so they could be married. And Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. Hence why we had a whistle as we were on our way here that came out of the SP11 Spirit Box. So, every tour that comes down here tells you to listen for the whistles. We'll talk about those whistles here in just a minute. Let's get back to Dr. Ladd and Ralph because you're in Dueler's Alley. We need a duel somewhere. The doc and Ralph go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. He gets better seats. That's the way the hierarchy worked in Charleston back then. So on the way home, after seeing Richard III, they are arguing over the new actress that was here in town. Dr. Ladd thought she was great, and Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island, and it got really ugly. They went their separate ways. He already figured out that Ralph has friends around town, so he goes to the friends at the newspaper and puts an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. We got some folks coming our way, so Mike, you might want to lower your camera. So yeah, you can just point it at the ground. We all completely understand. There you go. Just hold it at your side. Wow. So anyway, so Dr. Ladd saw the ad that Ralph placed because it was kind of like a "you're a disgrace to society" kind of mentality. But he rebutted with, "Let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this once and for all." So they came down, they took it 10 paces, they turned, the doctor pointed his gun in the air, and he shot. And we're going to let these folks pass it.
Lights back on.
How you doing, guys? Good. So, he points that gun in the air and shoots because he didn't want to kill his friend. He just wanted to show up. However, Ralph has his one bullet in his gun still, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Dr. Ladd didn't die, but he fell to the ground because he's in pain, obviously. And his friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later after refusing medical treatment. I'm going to point out a couple of things. First off, he died in 1786. Gunshot wounds back then are a lot different than what we think of gunshot wounds now. Secondly, he's a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed because he died. Now, like I said, every tour I told you to listen for the whistles. We have 3 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to get a whistle, we normally get it on that. Luckily, we heard one. Hopefully, we have the audio from it. If he wasn't recording, then we're not going to have it. But if we do get a whistle from a song on a spirit box, we will normally get the word doctor from a commercial almost immediately after. So it's almost like a doctor. We get it all the time. Coming here for 4 years, can't tell you how many times it's actually occurred. I don't find it coincidental. The dude's letting us know that he's here. Secondly, if you're going to try this on your own and walk all the way through the alley, I can't take you all the way through this alley. I'll explain in a moment. I've been kicked out of here. So if you're going to try it and use your voice recorders from your phones, just remember that every local knows the story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. I used to do it every single morning when I was done with your data because my garage used to be over there and my office is now over here. I'd have to pass the alley at like 3 in the morning and I would always throw a whistle, especially since I got thrown out of here. And Madeline wants to know why the hell I got thrown out of here because she's giggling hysterically. Here's how this goes. I already told you that this used to be called Cow Alley, but part of that was it didn't go all the way through this way. There was a wall up there. So that was to keep all the livestock inside. That means that the bricks on the other side are older than the ones you're standing on. Those bricks down by the Queen Street side are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There used to be there was a full handprint and a fingerprint swipes and other bricks down there, but that full handprint is definitely that of a child. I used to take my groups all the way through there. However, well, you guys were actually after this occurred, so that was actually a year after. So I used to take them through there as a history lesson, not for anything paranormal, because remember, I'm treating that brick the same way I do a grave. That kid's not there. I'm also trying to, move people along, so I'm not being disrespectful to the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. On November 26th of 2020, I finally got caught. My group huddled around waiting for something to happen, and I'm trying to move them, and they didn't go. Well, the new owner of that mansion came out, and he was screaming. My daughter thought it was hysterical because Dad's getting yelled at. So you get the point. So we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I worked for Walmart for over 10 years in upper management, and you all like to fight over towels, and now I'm scarred for life on Thanksgiving. I don't work on Thanksgiving ever again. So I can see that grin over there, Mike. It's like, yep, I've done it.
They were nice towels.
They were nice towels. And I was the guy, like the smallest person in the store, covering them down. But anyway, so I called my partner the next day, which was November 28th, 2020, and he laughed at me just like my daughter did that night that it actually happened. And he said, you're only allowed to go down halfway. That's cutoff point for tours, otherwise it's considered residential. So he's like, reroute your group for tonight because I'm sold out again. It's Black Friday. Take my group out. I tell them I don't believe in the next story because I'm a vampire guy, not a pirate person. We're obviously going to be discussing pirates next. But somebody on a spirit box before we left gets the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate we're going to be investigating. The famous female pirate, Anne Bonny. So I was kind of like, all right, maybe we're going to get something. We go up and around the corner. Somebody else heard the number 300. I don't know what that one means. I write it down. I do the research for them. We were there on November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720, the exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial. So I went, well, damn it. I was actually kind of ticked off. My problem with pirates, guys, is that pirate stories come from pirate lore, which was written 100 years after the golden age of piracy. That's a problem for the guy with the master's degree in creative writing. I need facts and data, especially when I'm doing this. I've read more damn books on pirates, more documentaries, more video games, as many compilations of these stories I can find to get a different viewpoint on them, the better. Everything we're going to be discussing at the next location came from a minimum of 2 resources. Just keep that in mind. I am a heavy researcher. So before we leave the space, have we seen any numbers? Nothing at all. So did you get any others on yours? Okay. Any words? Because your thing's going like bananas over there.
Yeah. I got the word pan, P-A-N.
That's actually part of a flintlock gun. I'm going to write that one down.
I got aim.
Aim. Look at that. When we're talking about duels, and you said there's no such thing as ghosts.
I got the gun. And then I got the name wrong. Why should be love saying thrown into there? No, it says resin.
So if you're, I'm actually pretty excited about the word pan as well. So I don't know much about guns, but when weird things come up, I actually have to do that research. The word pan, it goes with another phrase. Like it's like a pan in something that goes onto a flintlock gun, which was a dueling pistol.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was any other word that followed it or something.
And hopefully, it might not show up on yours. It might be on somebody else's. So Jack, did you hear anything? Or were you focused on that? Okay. And you guys were muted, obviously. So we are going to go up and around and talk about crazy rated R pirates. Are you guys ready for this craziness? Marilyn, what do you think? You ready for some pirates? She's not.
Don't worry. She is.
All right, keep listening for view video cameras. If you want to continue recording, you can, because we're only going up and around the corner. We're just going to stay out of the way of the other tours in the event that there's other tours up there. So let's go up and around the corner and get these crazy pirates going. I love the fact that that's giving us a lot today.
Is that what's playing?
Yeah.
What? I don't read it. Yeah.
St. Philip's Church.
Good description of our young man Bonnie. So, Joanne, do me a favor. Look at your list of letters that you have right now. Is there the consecutive letters of SHH by chance? SHH. I'm looking for that SHH to go along with their 99 that they were, because I am going to give you that brief story on that one. Do you guys know the 99 reference? Did I tell you guys that last time?
I think you did, but I don't.
Okay, so every ghost tourist stops across the street at St. Philip's Church. I'm sure you guys know it's the giant steeple. There's a cemetery right next to the graveyard. So inside that side of the graveyard, there's a sign that reads, "There's no ghost here but the Holy Ghost." There's a reason for it. They don't want jerks like me trying to recreate what happened. Here's what happened. 1888, a young lady passes away by the name of Sue Howard Hardy. Initials being SHH. So, sounds cheesy and campy because it's shit, but it actually works here because we get it all the time. But anyway, and it's actually shown up on yours before too. But at any rate, so she dies 6 days after her stillborn child. So you guys are probably wondering where the 99 comes into play. 99 years later, a local photographer was taking pictures of all of our cemeteries, putting a book together, and he captures a full apparition in one of his photographs. So, sends it off to Kodak because it's 1987, and we don't have the technology that we have to be able to do things with his phone, right? So Kodak basically confirms the camera that he took the photograph with, and that the picture was not altered in any way, shape, or form. So, basically type in best apparitions ever caught. This will normally show up in like a top 100 list. Like, it is pretty clear. However, it's cursed, which is why I don't always tell the story unless something pops up about it.
That light was going crazy.
Somebody's light was going nuts. So, picture, like I said, being cursed. Females that handle it are said to get the same kind of symptoms we talked about at the beginning: the headache, the nausea, the dizziness. Pregnant females are said to not have a good pregnancy, which is exactly why I don't always show it. When I do show you guys this picture, please do not touch my tablet, because I've said you're not going to have a good pregnancy. I'm not going to be the guy where you guys had a great vacation and 9 months later I cursed your family. So I'm going to show you guys a picture like 2x2, and then we're going to get into our pirate tale. I'm not super excited about anything else besides that 99. It's not still confirming to me. I still want that secondary clue. I'm just giving you that instance in case I do find something. So 2x2, this is the picture that he took. Here's your apparition. It's a woman, that's her back, carrying over her own grave with a baby basket.
That's like Waverly Hills level.
So you can see a woman praying over her own grave, looking at her back, and there's a baby basket right next to her. You're looking at her back like she stood down like this.
Oh, okay.
See it now? Like she's wearing a shawl.
Yeah, but where's the baby?
The baby basket is to her right.
Oh, okay.
So back then they wouldn't have had like a carriage for your car, right? So we're talking 1888.
That's scary.
So pretty clear.
It looks like she's like a veil or something on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Most
I
people
thought
say
she
it's a
was
shawl.
wearing like a wedding dress.
So I don't know if
I've
that's
heard.
a photo or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. All right, so let's get into our crazy pirate tale. Did we hear anything else along the way, by the way? Did
Yes.
you see anything? What did you get?
As we come out of the alley, turning to the left, we got Bonnet, Pain, and the end.
And the last one was what?
The end.
The end. Bonnet is interesting only because there's a Steed Bonnet pirate that's from Charleston. So I'll be writing that one down, and of course the end, because we reached the end of the alley. I'm not going to look at it as the end of anything else. So I'll look at it in that respect.
Well, that was after. Well, it was after Pain, though.
Mm.
The end was
The
after
end
Pain.
of the Pain.
It was Bonnet, Pain, the end.
Interesting.
So like the end
Yeah.
of the pen.
Yeah, that's a good reference. All right, so let's talk
I
about.
got the word nut with that. And you can say,
We're all nuts, aren't we?
yeah, maybe that's what we're all
Yeah.
nuts.
I got
Be it out
push
in
it.
the cold.
Push it.
When we're going down
Probably
that street.
standing there like.
Then when we cross over here, I got November 7th.
He died on November 2nd.
Wait,
So it's damn close. Like, I'm almost wondering if you misheard it. Very interesting. And why would you be hearing something for something about a month ago?
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly. Where would November come from?
It's still a very specific date. I'm going to write it down. Pain. And then nut came out of me. It's just funny for you guys to read it in your notes. All right. Other tours come through here. They talk about that building up there. We are too, but we're going to look at it in a much different light. That's the Gunpowder magazine. It's a museum now, so it's a good place to spend $5 to get out of our heater cold. It's the building up there, Joanne, with the big crosses on it.
Yeah.
But those are not crosses. For those of you that aren't from here, those are earthquake bolts. If you don't know what those are, it's basically a turnbuckle. Looks just like that on the other side. If we get another earthquake, like what I mentioned at the top of our night, you could turn the turnbuckles and it'll tighten the building so it doesn't incur further damage. Great idea, just doesn't work. It's kind of dumb, actually, if you really think about it. Go ahead, you got a joke. I want to hear
I
it.
just want to know who's the guy that's going to go turn them.
Yeah,
Tighten
well, there's a
those
wrench
bolts.
somewhere. I'm sure there is. It's labeled, Powder Magazine. And by the way, for you tourists here, you've seen these bolts all over town. They're in the shape of lion heads and pineapples, and even the brick apartment building behind it has earthquake bolts on every single floor. So it's just part of our Charleston charm. So the reason I bring up those specifically, the big ones over there that look like crosses, is because that's the first set that Charleston ever put in. The reason being is because that's the oldest government building in South Carolina. It was finished in 1713. We are here because this building was being constructed at the same time that Anne Bonny was coming here to start her new life. This is what I call a familiar. For those of you that watch the Sam and Colby's and all of the YouTube videos and the TV shows, you've seen that Boo Buddy, where they have the teddy bear with the blinky light EMF meter in there. They use that because they want a child ghost to recognize it as a toy. Think of that concept with why we're here. We don't have many buildings this old that Anne would actually recognize from her own era. So let's get into this. The building took 10 years to build. Does that sound like our government? Small building, 10 years?
Yes.
Sarah's like, yeah, it does. You could say it. I actually pissed off an FBI agent one night that was in my group. He's like, can you stop making jokes about the government? I'm like, nope, can't do it. But anyway, our history begins right in the middle of the building's construction. Try to follow me on this one. There's a few twists. I'll slow down on the twist, but I like to breeze through the rest of it because it can be lengthy if I don't. In 1708, a young lady moves here from Ireland. Her name is Anne Cormack. She comes here with her father and his mistress. The mistress is Anne's mother. Is everybody with me so far? Sarah, you got that? I seen that head tilt like, okay, I got it. Now the three of them are running away from her father's angry wife. How mad was this wife that she kicked him out of the damn country? So, came here with your lady. Just be nice to your lady. You got that, Blake? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
While you were saying that, she got don't forget.
Don't forget.
Like,
Nice to your
forget
lady.
something.
So, I might forget something if you keep interrupting. I can sing about it. But anyway, so back to Anne. So, with that said, they're running away and they landed in Georgetown. That's between us and Myrtle Beach, if you're not familiar with the coast. Dad bought a plantation in Georgetown, but Mom died pretty quickly. That means Dad is now sending young Anne down here to Charlestown to sell things from the plantation to keep things afloat, hence the familiar building. So, back home in Ireland, Anne was said to be a badass even back then. They say when she was 7, 8, 9 years old, remember that's pirate lore, nothing is going to be exact, they say she killed a servant with a knife to the belly. So, can't tell you how many times we've had servant, knife, and belly show up on different devices. The other two people don't know what's happening. Back to Anne. Fast forward, the building's done in 13. By 1715, pirates are starting to come through Charlestown. Anne's pretty happy about this because she's going to fall in love with one of these pirates so she can earn her freedom, just like a man. It's a man's world at this point. So, the first guy she falls in love with, and I say it that way because there is a good handful of them, and we're going to discuss them all. That's what makes the story so damn good. The first guy is James Bonney, and you already know where this one's going. Dad didn't approve because he's a pirate. They ran away to Jamaica. They got married. Anne Cormack became Anne Bonny. That's where her pirate name came from. However, when she gets down there, she realizes her new husband is not Captain Jack Sparrow like what she was hoping for. This guy turns out to be a privateer, which means he's a spy for the British. He's a coward. This isn't who she wanted. She falls in love again. Guy number 2. This is John Rackham, but everybody calls him Calico Jack. This is the guy they based your Johnny Depp character off of, in case you were wondering who this guy actually was. Jack has his own ship, he has his own crew. Anne wants to be part of the crew, but you can't put a female on a pirate ship. Does anybody know why? And keep it family friendly. Think of your audience. Ah, see the shuffles? You all got dirty brains. It's bad luck. James was like, okay, I was gonna say it. But anyway, it is bad luck. But Jack makes a deal with Anne. He says, if you can dress like the guys and look like the guys, you could be part of the crew. She's okay with this because Dad used to cross-dress her as a boy apprentice back home in Ireland to hide her from his wife. She gets it. It's a man's world. But most of us are adults here. Let's put 2 and 2 together. You can't have a female in the captain's quarters without somebody getting pregnant. And that's exactly what happened. So, you can't have a pregnant pirate dude on the crew, now can you? Someone's going to figure out that she's a girl. So he drops her off in Cuba before she starts to show off her pregnancy and says, has the baby here. These are friends of mine. They'll help you. Come back later. We'll figure it out. She goes and has that baby, but returns without one. We have no idea what happened to the child, by the way. None of my research has ever discovered it. She also comes back dressed like a girl. This makes Jack pretty angry. To make him even more angry, she's going to go flirting with the pirate crew he just captured. Guy number 3. They're down below deck. So she's down there flirting, and the guy she chooses to flirt with turns out to be a female, dressed like a guy to be part of the crew that Calico Jack captured. So now we have 2 females trying to be pirates dressed like males. Her name is Mary Reed. She went by Mark Reed to become a pirate. Now, Anne and Mary became lovers for sure, or friends for sure, but lovers maybe. We don't really know because of the time frame. But the British find out where they are. So they send a whole fleet of ships to come take down one pirate ship. Anne and Mary, rumor is, they were the only 2 pirates not drunk enough to come up and fight with their 1-bullet guns. They don't know how to use the cannon yet. Obviously, 2 ladies with 1-bullet guns can't take on a whole fleet of Navy ships. They get arrested by the British, and as they're being arrested, Anne looks at her captain and beau, Calico Jack, and she says, I'm sorry to see you here, but if you would have fought like a man, you wouldn't be hanged like a dog. The word dog shows up a lot for you guys, just so you know. The judge wants to see the 2 quote-unquote men that fought back so valiantly on their own. He's already tried and hung Calico Jack and the drunk pirates that wouldn't fight, so they're dead and gone. The 2 ladies go in front of the judge and reveal their gender, hoping to save themselves, and the judge doesn't give a damn that they're girls, or that they're female. He's still going to hang them because they're still pirates. So they scream out, we plead our bellies, meaning they're claiming to be pregnant because it's illegal to hang a pregnant woman in 1720.
I just got pleat like a few minutes ago.
So, told you, none of this is coincidence, Madeline. So, he delays the hanging, sends them both back to jail. Dad is still up here in South Carolina with all of his Irish money, and he bails out Anne, brings her home. She remarries. That's husband number 2, but guy number 4, because we're going to count Mary Reed. We don't really know for sure. She has 4 kids, dies at the age of 82. Very abrupt ending, because we don't really know anything for certain after her pirate career. Mary Reed died 5 months later in that Jamaican jail from whatever pirates die from in a Jamaican jail. Use your imagination on that one. Most books will tell you it was fever. Let's call it scurvy. Why the hell not? She's got me. So, here's what I left out. I'm not going to control this environment like I did with the Pinckney Mansion site. You can ask whatever the hell you want to. I'm just going to give you a few things that I left out on purpose so you know what you're asking. I did leave out the names of the parents. That's the father and the mistress. You can ask about them. The city where Anne grew up in Ireland. And that's a very interesting one. We have only gotten that one a few times because it's a relatively new question. The name of Calico Jack's ship that she joined, and the color of Anne Bonny's hair. Everything else you can ask, fair game. I don't care how you ask it. You don't always need to be respectful at this location either. Just the prominent English woman that we discussed earlier. Kick Anne in the shins if you have to. Get some answers out of her. EMF readers. I'm more excited about the back half of the EMF readings because the front half is, we have 2 electrical poles and we have the parking meters on the other side. So anything you get on this back half, the 2.5 is exciting at this location. I think one of the highest readings we've got out of here is like a 12, and it was just a few months ago. So just kind of keep that in mind. This is not the Pinckney Mansion site for sure, but it's all about the communication devices, and the biggest orb I've ever caught with your device, Mike, has been at this location. 14 years, this is where I caught it. So it was actually up there near that wall. So I'll do 1 or 2 round robins with this location, and we'll see what we got going on. Anything being spelled out for us, Joanne?
Not yet.
Because you're going banana nuts over there again.
It is, but
Banana
nothing.
nuts. So Allie, this wall behind me is not your friend. It's covered in leaves.
Right. When we were first walking up, I was like, yeah, that's weird.
It's gonna look like a whole bunch of army men lined up for you, waving. Yep, doesn't really work out with that camera too well. But yeah, let's have some fun. Stay away from, what do we got, 5 cars in here? So you guys get the point. Let's have some fun. Jason, have you heard anything, or were you listening to me the whole time?
I was listening to both.
Okay.
I heard
Get it.
Gary Fuller.
Okay. You guys got some interesting things coming out of your devices tonight.
Over there, I heard Jesse's mom too.
Jesse's mom?
Yeah.
Got it going on?
Just Jesse's mom, not the rest of it.
I thought it was Stacy's
I was
mom.
confirming.
No, it was Jesse's mom.
But I thought it was Stacy's mom, the song.
Stacy's mom doesn't know, or Stacy doesn't know.
Oh. It just looked like weird. Why?
So ask this little bitch where she was born in Ireland.
No, that's not nice.
Yeah, he said you can be mean to this hoe.
I don't want
But she
to.
was a thought. She been sleeping with all them pirates, bruh. And she put the pirate's booty in there.
I don't want to be rude.
55.
No, she's so real for that. She ate that up. She's a girl boss.
Oh, there's something?
I know, I saw it, but I think.
What do you see?
But I think it's just the thing, because I saw.
Oh no, that's a person. Look, there's the eyes and the arms and the legs.
Oh my God.
Well, then there's something over there too.
Yeah, that's that little thought.
Leave the little thought alone.
Pirate's booty.
Wow.
Where in Ireland were you from? You dirty hoe.
Stop calling this. She's not a dirty hoe.
Yeah, she had 5 dudes and a girl. She be swinging both ways.
Listen, she's probably the first lesbian in the world history, man. It's not working anymore. Oh. You got any answers?
That's because this hoe. She don't care.
Stop calling the girl a hoe.
Dude, she have 4 dudes and a girl.
She got around. She's living her best life. I want hot cocoa.
Yeah, there's one right on the steeple.
Not anymore.
It's gone?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jason. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were behind me.
His claw toes, you stepped on them?
She's probably like in between. You gotta come down here.
Why would she be on top of the roof?
She's chilling up there.
She's probably mad at you because you kept calling her a little thought.
Hey, it should be alright. Shouldn't have so many dudes.
And a girl?
Oh,
What?
it was there.
Him!
Right there.
There's nothing there.
You're
Look.
not even looking. Yeah, she went back inside. That's what I thought she did.
Stop insulting the poorly. Oh.
What do you got?
I'm not getting any.
Oh, they're breaking into the truck. Did you get recorded?
No, yeah. It was just probably the trash can. It wasn't.
So let's point out a few things. So Allie, go ahead and point your camera at the building again. I want to point out like why you had that figure there.
It's not there anymore.
So, and you also changed the.
January.
So Allie, where you at? I'm gonna need you. So when you're done, you're gonna tap him on the leg. So that way he takes off his own gear. I will never touch you. So you have that idea. If you're talking too loud, she's gonna tap you on the shoulder. We have maybe. I try not to piss them off. Okay? So you're not gonna be able to hear us. You will be telling me everything you hear out of it. So yes, no, whatever it might be. If it's a weird sound, tell me what the sound is. You're not gonna hear me. What this should look like is a conversation. With your end, you're going to basically tell us what you see. If it's two people on a bench with a tree in the back, keep it simple because he can't hear you and you'll be talking over each other. I usually focus on him. If he's quiet, I may ask you probing questions about the image that you see. It'll stay up there for 10 to 15 seconds, maybe. You might get one image, you might get a dozen. I don't know. We've had a few nights where we've had two. So keep that in mind. I will also tell you that this person that I just told you guys about is pretty pissed off at me. He gave us some pretty nasty answers here last night. He doesn't like me poking around. It's also in the month of December, so I want you guys to think about what I told you in that piece of history about the month of December. So, again, we're gonna see how this goes. Yes, ma'am.
We were talking a minute ago, right when you walked away. Do you know the date that she died?
Yeah, over there.
November 1st. Okay. Which is the exact date of when I started going over there. So, I started at November 1st. November 1st. Why did you guys hear something?
When we were over there, I heard like 101.3 back to back.
So let's focus. Well, you guys don't know what you're focusing on. With yours, it's not going to be 3D in your face, just so you know, Carly. This is actually going to just be like a floating picture in front of smoke. Like I put smoke in the background just so you guys can fall asleep in there. There's a focus right here in case it's blurry, so you just turn that dial right there. So have you ever used this reality before? So I'm going to do a quick setup. So yeah, as soon as you get set up and you start going, I'm going to start timing it while this sets up. So it's 11:01, everybody. Do time this just to make sure we're not screwing anything up. I'm not taking pictures of you. I'm waiting for it to line up. Maybe I'm taking a selfie for all you know. I'm just taking a video right now on TikTok. We're live.
We're worried they're following.
As soon as I find where it's going to start. See how the smoke is in there? You'll see a 2D picture floating in front of it. Tell us where you see it. Yeah. All right, Jason, can you hear me? What color is the blue banana?
You ready to start?
There's a picture of a man with his hands on his face.
Hands on his face. What does the man look like?
It is a white man with dark hair and a tattoo on his shoulder.
Okay. Tattoo is definitely not our guy. He has a mustache.
I can't see his hands are like this.
Okay. So we got at least one
He has
image
a
going
beard.
so far.
I know he has a beard.
The beard. Looking for a very distinctive mustache. Our gentleman that I told you guys about had
That's
like,
the homie of Rodney Williams.
has like a caterpillar mustache, like very thick and furry. Like it's the kind of person he was. All right, Henry, if you're here, I need you to tell us something about your occupation. We're not doing the angry bit like we did last night. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. I need you to tell me something about your job, please. Keep an eye on that word list. Where are you at with that? Do. Happy little ghost song. Yeah, I don't remember. Henry, are you here alone? It's a yes or no question.
Yankee fan.
Henry, would you push through? Whoever's here needs to take a step backwards and let Henry speak. Henry, we've asked if you brought anybody here and tell us something about your occupation. What did you do for a living? myself, I have been reading your work more. Henry. I really thought you were going to be doing this quite a bit out here. Jack, are you hearing anything out of you? Henry, are you mad from yesterday?
My clouds went dark.
Clouds went dark. Move your head around. To come back.
They went dark again. Or like a dark gray.
Oh, but they're still there.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, that is my phone, so if my wife is sending you dirty pictures, you need to let us know.
But no, I mean like literally the clouds are like gray. Like dark gray.
Weird.
Like storm cloud gray.
You're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to roll around like a cuban cigar commercial. Henry, let's get back to you, sir. We're using the green box. We're using all of the boxes I have in my bag. You can use any of them. I'm looking to go after your occupation. I want to learn more about your writing. Let's go into that. We don't need to talk anything sad about your son or about your death itself. Let's get into something happy about your life, sir. Let's get into your writing. Can you tell us what you wrote about? Very simple, one-syllable word. We'll verify that you're here. Proud society. Not northern. You get southern, definitely. Civil War. How are we doing on your end?
Over there, I look at the word right.
Not a dead sacrifice, it's a living.
That's awesome.
Was that a quote? One of his poems?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. But again,
Fight for democracy.
Oh my.
Henry, thank you for all of that. Let's get back to your writing.
Ask for forgiveness.
I'm sorry for yesterday. If we poked the bear a little too hard, my apologies. That's why we're going after your writing today. Can you tell us what war you actually wrote about? What war did you serve in, sir?
Ohio State fans.
What?
You did get the word north. I don't know where he fought.
I heard out of. It's probably like out of state.
Henry, can you tell us which war you served in? It's a Friday night, Henry. I know there's going to be a lot of people walking by. Or you don't like the crowds. We're back on you. We're talking about your writing and your service for the country. Which war did you serve in?
Sing a slang song tonight. "600 years."
It wasn't that long ago. Henry, we're about to ring in the new year.
Next station.
Is there anything you want to say to us?
It's all about grace.
Probably heard it's
just
all
said the
about
same
that
thing.
bass.
He's too obsessed with that.
Any other images coming through? Oh, you're fired.
Not my fault.
Henry?
Oh, something just came up.
Oh, see there? Thanks, Henry. Can you
Tarot cards.
Really? What card?
There's one with a person in a red dress. Looks like
What time period?
it looks honestly like Vikings. It looks like a helmet
Wow. Okay.
and some swords in the middle.
There's swords in the suit. Tarot. I'll have to see it. You got anything going on? Beelzebub. Blood. Yeah, I would reset that. Henry, you're pretty quiet. Can you tell us, we only got about 3 minutes left. Henry, let's get back to your writing. Can you tell us what kind of writing you did? Did you write literature? Did you write plays? Did you write poetry? Why don't you tell us what you wrote about? Have someone come up.
Miraculously.
A man with a handlebar.
Handlebar message. individual who lent him his cottage also had a mustache and a little bald on top. I'll have to look at it to compare. You guys will see these images before we break apart too, and it'll be on your channel. Henry, you've been very...
Michael.
Oh my.
Well, here's the thing. That church over there is St. Michael's.
Either one. I'm gonna be honest.
Were you referring to the church or to somebody,
Hunter.
or somebody in our group?
Shot.
Hunter was
Could this be the lady that got shot?
Could be. This is actually where I've got the inspiration from. Was through this method. Trying to get in touch with Henry, and Mary was coming through. I actually have a picture of a woman that looks just like Mary that came through on the green box. Can you tell us your first name if you're not Henry? Felt like we had Henry tonight, but if somebody else is here, you could tell us what your name is, so we know how to address you.
Living without this.
We were looking for a name. Can you give us your name?
The enemy has said of you.
Henry, I need you to push forward from whoever else is trying to come through, and we're going to say goodnight. Can you say goodnight back to
Your
us?
sins.
I got a picture of a bed.
A bed?
Yes.
Anything in the bed?
Two pillows on the bed. It's made up.
Time period?
Looks semi-modern.
Black and white or color?
There were no seat belts.
More of a sepia color looking photo.
Okay. It's maybe early 1900s?
Maybe.
You getting that BLU again? No, that's a Q. Sorry, I have my glasses on.
Yeah, you do.
Henry, we're going to say goodnight. Can you say
I don't want to be cold.
Mike, that's you.
Yeah. Me either.
Can you say goodnight back to us? We're going to be respectful. And just say goodnight, Henry. You want to say anything back before we close it down?
There's something you should know about me.
Okay, what is it? Gotta make it quick. We're out of time.
The ones that love you. Real people.
Thank you, Henry. You gave us some pretty decent answers tonight. He said enemy earlier, and we have it on the word list right here. Okay, now let's tap him out. Carly, peel that thing off your face.
Number one.
You had presidency.
Number one enemy.
No, she had presidency. You guys know where you're at? This is Washington Square Park, named after George. That's him over there.
Picture.
What's up?
We're done.
Oh.
Wrap it up. So don't get up, either one of you. I'm going to take my phone back. Carly. Still working over here.
I'm enjoying that.
So, we're going to take a look at these photos. Don't get up, either one of you, because obviously this can be a little disorienting for some people. I've had people like hyperventilate. I've had one seizure. Like, this can be a big deal. So, yeah. All right, let's take a look at these photographs. So you guys are going to have to huddle around me because they don't really get much bigger. So this is the man that she said that were, obviously hands over their face. So, yeah. It gets pretty detailed. And this is made by, we're going backwards. Nope. Here's the tarot cards.
Yeah.
Wow. So, now that they're tarot, of course it's upside down to me. The cool thing, guys, is when I start going through this, that does not look like, that's a full beard.